This is a review for Bad Bunny's oh, excuse me. Hold on. This is a review for Bad Bunny's Debi, TiRaR, Mas FotOs. I do apologize if I fucked that pronunciation up. I really don't give a fuck. But this is a review for the album that's nominated for Grammy Record Album of the Year. Um, and if you haven't seen my other reviews, make sure to check that out as well. So to talk about this album, this is my first Bad Bunny album, right? The first time getting into the album. First time listening to a Bad Bunny. I have other songs of his that are in my playlist and stuff, but this was the first album I just really listened to. And the reason I got into it was because of Bad Bunny hosting the Super Bowl. I remember all the controversy behind it. If you're not from America, it's an issue that someone's performing at the Super Bowl. Well, funny enough, Bad Bunny's from America. He's from Puerto Rico. I've always wanted to go to Puerto Rico, by the way, and after listening to this album, definitely gonna book me a trip as well. But Debi TiRaR Mas FotOs. For the rest of it, we're just gonna keep calling it DTMF. Excuse me. Um, First Bad Bunny album, and I will say it didn't disappoint. This was what I like to call Latin nostalgia. For the black folk that are probably looking at this review, you ever been to a Mexican restaurant and like they got the live band going and it's just a vibe, bro. It's just like they hitting with the tambourines, hitting with the brass, the trumpet, like it's just a whole vibe, and that is what I love about the Latin culture and like the Latino people and whether you're Spanish American, Brazilian, Puerto Rican, Salvadorian, like there is just such a vibe to just that core of a culture. And you definitely feel it in this album. While I was doing a review for this album, I also did I listened to past Bad Bunny stuff to just see like, does an artist evolve? Is he evolving with his music? Is he like how so? Because a lot of artists sometimes they crumble as they make more albums. Once we start getting into their senior album, sometimes junior album, like it starts to drop off. And when I was listening to it, Bad Bunny's style has changed. But it's kind of kept core, but it's like evolved with more music, not becoming so trendy, which I really like. Cause I remember there was this one song that was giving really Uzi Vert vibes on one of his previous albums. And but with this album, I didn't get that. There were like some traditional style Bad Bunny songs on here, but it was really like that Latin salsa vibe and feel. There's so much great production in this album. So much great production. I remember there was once I can't think of the name. I'm put it right here so you can see it. Dude, I was listening to that because okay, so when I started listening to his album, well, I was like, okay, I didn't even listen to the album first. All right. When I was getting into Bad Bunny after the announcement of the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, let me just check out his top songs. And the song is one of his top songs. And I'm telling you, I was playing that shit like 30 times in one, like for a whole day. I was just like, I loved everything that song gave me the feeling. It was just like, dude, I wanted to dance with somebody, dude. I was just like, it was such amazing. It was such an amazing vibe. So I was like, okay, I really gotta listen to this album now. And it's definitely that vibe through the whole album. Some parts of it where I'm like, it kind of just changes, gets away from that for a bit. Maybe kind of give you like a detox. But then it comes right back and we end the album with that salsa Latin vibe. This is a love letter to Puerto Rico from Bad Bunny. I read some of the lyrics for most of the songs. I'm not sitting here trying to read all these goddamn lyrics. Sometimes you don't even need to read lyrics. Sometimes it's just songs can just speak to you. Um, Songs can just speak to you without you having to listen to the lyrics. And that's what this album does. That's why I bought that album on vinyl. Funny enough, it was actually sold out, but Amazon had an Amazon exclusive version. It's red. And yet again, listening to it before I started the pod, I was like, man, this album's really good. What I will say, I'm not a Bad Bunny fan, but I'm a fan of this album. This album hopefully transitions Bad Bunny to this style of music. Not only incorporating what is normal, what's the same from Bad Bunny, but just creating more of this salsa Latin nostalgia that is always great in any music you listen to. That's why it's like I don't understand how people can be racist when you have just so many different cultures of people and music and food. It's just like how can you hate people, bro? And when you listen to this album, it just makes you happy, bro. Um, Great production. Um, great production on this album from like live instruments being used on this, and it can really show when you listen to the vinyl. So I always tell people get into vinyl. You will hear just music just sounds different. Like you can just feel it. You get goosebumps all on your skin. Um, Debi TiRaR Mas Fotos. Yet again, I do apologize if I'm butchering that, but I think this is a phenomenal album. It's a great feeling album. I can't wait to see this at the Super Bowl. It's unfortunate that Bad Bunny didn't do any touring in America. It really does suck because I would have loved to see this tour. So hopefully we can see it on the big screen. I think Bad Bunny comes out of this with more fans. Um, than he went into it with. And not saying he doesn't have fans, but Bad Bunny has a huge culture and following. But I think this album and his performance, I've never seen him perform live, so I'm really interested about that. So, but yeah, this album, Debi TiRaR Mas Fotos. I'm gonna give it a solid. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I wanted to give it a 5, but there's like to me like I wouldn't say I wanted more. There was just others, like there was just a lot of other tracks on there. I wish that weren't on there, and that I could have got. Honestly, just vomit the salsa Latin vibes on here. Just keep reining it in. Just give me the whole album. All right. There were some songs that were kind of just drifty songs. I was like, they just came by. Like I said, it was like that detox to get you away from it. But it's like, nah, keep me in it. I'm here. Maybe the album kind of went a little too long. Um, but I mean, overall, it's not a bad album. It's a really good. I'm giving it a 4.5. I don't like to put little decimals in my ratings, but sometimes it's like you're almost there. But it's just we are missing one more thing. But this is a solid album altogether. So yeah, that is my review for Bad Bunny's Debi TiRaR Mas Fotos. You try to say that 10 times faster, suck my dick. But yeah, that is it for the review. That was a really good album. I really enjoyed that.